Hey all, we're here today with Brianna and Rob, and they're teching their stock class KOH race Can-Am X3 for safety tech. And what we do is we look at all the requirements on the safety to make sure it's good and that they have a good safe race. And it's car number 85, right?
Yeah, 85.
Yep. And have you got some pre-running in?
A little bit.
Yeah? How's the car run? Pretty good?
Amazing.
Okay, good. Guys, suspension guy's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Hey all, we're here with UTV stock class KOH racer, number 85, and we're doing a safety tech. And so we're going to check some things. The first item on the list is the safety equipment, the helmet and suit and head and neck and all the safety equipment that we wear, and that's not here today, so we won't mark that off, but they'll get checked on the lake bed. We will do a safety inspection of the car and the chassis and all that, and so that's what we're here today, so we can band the car so it's ready to race as far as the tech band. So the first thing we check is the belts, and we have to look at the belts for the condition, and these are brand new, good quality, good belts. They're dated December 2025, and so that means they're good till December 2025. You check the mounting. You check the mounting and make sure there's not a downward pull, too much of a downward pull. You don't want them to pull down, you want them to pull back, and these work very well with both Rob and Bree in the car. They look good. Plus the mounting at the belt, the lap belt needs to be pulling back, not down or forward. Everything good there, so they got a check mark on that. We look at the seat, needs to have a headrest and a real seat belt slot so the seat belt can go through. You can't have the seatbelt coming around the side to slip down past your shoulders, that kind of thing. The seatbelt needs to not interfere with the seat. It's saving your life. It needs to just be pulling on you. Then we look for fire extinguishers. We want a 2.5-pound fire extinguisher inside, and in the back we want a 5-pound fire extinguisher, or on the exterior of the car, not necessarily in the back. And or you could have 2.5 pounds on either side for redundancy or whatever you may have. We want breakdown signage devices in case you get stopped in a place where you're over a rise or around a corner. You can let people know you're there so they don't come by at full speed. We need a first aid kit in the car, and we made sure they have that. We need the numbers, the plates to be here and there, so they got a circle, not a check mark. It's not a safety item, so it doesn't keep them from getting a band, but they do need to have those on before, the numbers on before race day. We have them check lights, and back here you have the light bar. We make sure there's an amber light always on, tail lights is always on, and the brake lights work when they hit the brakes and let off. We make sure there's a horn that is loud enough to hear, and this was a siren, it was a good one. Make sure there's a spark arrestor, so any OEM muffler or any muffler is good as long as it's not just a hollow chamber. Make sure there's mirrors to see behind when somebody's trying to pass you, although really all you can see is dust behind you, but they're there. We make sure there's reflective tape on the car, so in case you lose your lights, electrical problems, and somebody comes up behind you at night, they can see you're there, or if your car is stuck and broke down on the trail and you have to walk out and racers are still going by, they can still see your car. We check the fuel system. This one has a stock fuel system, and since it's a stock class UTV, the stock fuel system is allowed. We make sure that the roof thickness is 1/8 inch and is bolted on. This one has a double roof. It's got a pretty standard 60 roof that most UTVs have, but on the places above the helmet, the driver's heads, they've put an 1/8 inch piece and bolted it on, and that's a really good move because if you use it to play when you're not racing, you can take that off, not have so much weight, or I don't know why you'd take it off, but you could. We look at the bumpers to make sure they're safe with capped ends, and they stick out behind the tire, both front and rear. Front is good as well. We look at the doors, since this is a stock class vehicle, and I'm no good at opening it. Help me. Oh, it's not a Can-Am. Or I'm sorry, it's a Can-Am, it's not a Polaris. There's a pull. We need the stock latcher, one single latch here, and then we need a secondary latch in case this fails, and that is this bungee that gets hooked together so that the door can stay closed and is assured of staying closed during the racing. We look at the window nuts, make sure there's adequate coverage and they're in good shape. We look at the 6-point cage to make sure it's good quality, good welds, and attached at the right points. We look at the seat attachment so we can make sure that the seat is attached to steel and the frame and not just the plastic floor. We look at the weld quality, general construction, make sure there's no dented tubes or damage that needs to be fixed to make it unsafe. That's general construction, and this class needs to have a power sports drivetrain. You couldn't have a Subaru Boxer motor with a 6-speed in it or something like that. Oh, that'd be fun. Ronnie Renner did that. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Well,
Yes, sir.
date's good,
Yes, sir.
good condition, so good. Seats, you have a headrest, race seat, good. Fire extinguishers, there's one inside
Yep, and 5-pounder back here.
and a 5-pounder back there. You've done this before.
Oh, few times.
Breakdown signage devices, there they are.
Inside.
Nice, I'll give you 2 checks.
Sweet.
Nice. First aid kit,
Got hit on my head.
where it should be. Numbers,
Don't have the numbers yet, but
Okay.
plates is on there.
and then make sure you get them the right size. And I don't know what that is, so
We've got it.
yeah, I'm sure you do.
We're just waiting on vinyl to be.
Okay. Bree, can you jump in? And I need you to start the car and step on the brake. So put it in gear. You don't want it to roll. Spark arrestor, good. Mirrors, good. Reflective tape, good. I'm not.
We're stock class.
Yeah, okay, you're stock? Okay.
We're stock.
And you have stock fuel cell?
Stock fuel cell.
Okay. The roof is aluminum.
Doubled up.
Is it bolted on? Yes, it is. Bumpers. And do the doors open?
Yep.
Have two latches? First and
Secondary.
second. Perfect. Can I see the window net up? Can you high five me?
Well, sit back with your harness on.
Yeah, put your harness on, and you need to do the same. I need you in. So, for a stock class, it's probably okay, but hands can get outside of this cage. I just need you to put your arm forward and see how far forward you can get. Were these the same nets, or are these all new?
Same nets.
Just before?
Yeah.
Was it stock class before? Okay.
I just checked on the like that.
What's that?
It was checked on the lake bed back then.
I'm not terribly worried about it. I just, you tell me. You can get her, it's buckled in, her hand can come out. If you go over and over, you don't want your hand out. And trust me, they fly everywhere, so. How about you, Rob? You can reach the wing bar. Okay, 6-point cage, stock class, good. Is this a blurting cage or is this?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. All metal seat, well quality, good. Dented tubes, 9. General thermal power sports driver's plane. I can band the car. I do need to check on the window nets.
Okay.
Been over and over, and you think your hands do this, and they don't.
At some point,
There's a video of Dean Bullock crashing in King of the Hammers, like 9 or 10. And he will tell you, I swear to God, my hands were on the steering wheel the whole time. And then the car camera was there, and his was up and this, and they're like this and did this. And you don't know because you're crashing. Quality's good, everything's good. It's a good car. I wouldn't have ridden in it if it wasn't, so you know that.
True.
Okay. What is the car number, since it's not on site?
85.
A5. All right. Where do you want the band where it will stay? Where do you want the band where it will stay and not be in the way? It's good. Yes, it is. It's usually right here. I would say around that big tube right there.
Yep.
Let's do band number 4800.
back up on the smaller tube, it would be a little harder to get to the band.
You mean the smaller tube here? There's just a lot of monkey motion going on here.
It'd be harder to band.
Well, I don't care about the band other than you just got to be able to see it. Big thanks to Bree and Rob for letting us use their car and film the safety to inspection. A lot of work goes into building these cars and prepping them, and safety is an important part of that. If you're taking a car like that's not a UTV, that's like 44, 46, 48, 4500, Everyman Challenge car, or one that races on Saturday race, it's basically the same thing. We'll weigh the car for those classes, and we'll look at some gussets and some other things. Post the tech sheets. We'll include that in this video so that you can see them, and then you can download the tech sheet on Hammer King's website, and that way you can check it off. You can make sure all your items are covered. You can know your answers for the tech inspector before you get there. It just makes it go faster and easier for you and him both. And we want to wish everybody great luck racing, and like what you saw. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment down below so we can see what you want to see and make a video for you. Thank you very much.